One of the major things that's happened in the last 25 years has been the feminist movement. Has that touched you in any way or interested you in any way?
Certainly it has. It hasn't touched me very much because I always felt when I went away to school and started working, I felt very free and liberated already. I was earning my own living before I was 19. I didn't feel, I didn't feel as though I was suffering. Perhaps as a teenager, when I was growing up, I thought, well, it would have been nicer to have been a boy than a girl, but I got over that very quickly. I've seen a lot of nice things come out of the liberation movement. I've seen a lot of unhappiness, too. Very often, I think the price for independence and freedom is often solitude and loneliness. Since the women's liberation has been in effect, the percentage of alcoholism amongst women has gone up enormously. This is not a very good sign, is it? I do think women should have the right to work and choose a profession, whatever they would like to do, and there are so many professions now open to women that they do extremely well. I myself was on a board of directors for 5 years, and I was the first woman to be on this board, and it was a very interesting experience, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Did you feel like a token woman on this board?
Yes, I did, but that was all right.
I mean, do you see a difference between the European approach to feminism and the American approach? Is it more militant in America than it is here?
Well, probably it's talked about more in America, yes.
Well, if you had stayed in America, would you have been a supporter of the ERA? Would that have been a cause that would have interested you?
Well, I don't think, I think the results are interesting. I don't think I would have used those means, perhaps.
Have you reflected much on the political developments in America? Have you had any thoughts on what has happened to your country in the 25 years you've lived abroad?
Oh, yes, I follow it with much interest, and I can't say that I feel
Are you distressed?
equipped or informed enough to make any great statements about it, but I certainly have followed all of the problems and the anguish through the years with tremendous sentiment and feeling, certainly.
I mean, sitting here in Europe, I mean, do you think America is as much respected as it was 25 years ago, or is it equally as well respected?
I think it did lose respect there for a number of years, which it is gaining back again.
What was your vision of why it lost that respect?
Well, I think rather weak leadership. When America was out in front and the strongest nation in the world, they didn't hold the reins as they should have, I don't think.
And you believe that there's now a comeback, though?
Well, I think so. I think, as we know, very often after the war, Americans wanted to be liked, wanted to please. Well, it's very hard to be a leader and in that position and please everyone. You just can't.
We talked at the beginning about you having lived as an American in Europe for 25 years. How does an American maintain his roots? Don't you have a feeling that we get cut off from our countries?
I would like to see boundaries and frontiers less important. I feel at home in many places, and I think it's the reason for that is about caring about people, and people are basically the same everywhere. They are different because of their habits, their traditions, the languages, the food they eat, but the basic needs and wants of people are the same. I don't think I respect nations and people's feelings for their love of their country. That's very important. But I do feel that today we must emphasize opening up borders and reaching out and not worrying who is you know, how many medals did this country get in the games, how many did that one get. That is of little importance. I think in something like the Olympic Games or international sports, it is the individual that counts, or the team that counts. And I would like to see more of an emphasis on that.
You're talking now like a transnational. Do you consider yourself
Perhaps.
a transnational? Or
Yes.
a transcultural?
Well, wherever I've gone in my travels, I've hated to be taken for a tourist. I'm delighted if I'm in a strange city and people come up and ask me directions, that they think that I might belong there, and I like that.
No, you're hitting a subject which fascinates me, because I really believe that a lot of what you say is right, that we ought to try to bring our young people up to be more transcultural and more transnational. And
Well, I think a lot of that is different. Certainly with American youth today, they're traveling so much more. I mean, I never had the opportunities to travel when I was 18 as kids today have. I think this is wonderful.
But when you talked about continuity and roots, when we were talking some time ago about royalty, isn't also the attachment to a home country a part of continuity and roots as well?
Well, it is, and I don't see why one can't go without the other. The strength of America is the melting pot, perhaps, let's say, and all young first-generation Americans didn't want to be associated with their European countries. They wanted to be first American, didn't they? And this was the strength of America.